Okay, so audits, right? Not exactly the most riveting topic,
Yeah.
but hang on,
Right.
we're actually going kind of like behind the scenes with this one.
Okay.
We found this article
Mm-hmm.
called "Audit Red Flags," and it's basically like straight from the mouths of EU auditors. Like, what are the things
Wow.
that really make them go, "Ooh, this is not good"?
I see. I see.
And it's not even always about, the numbers themselves. It's more like what those things tell you about the organization.
Yeah, that's a really fascinating point. We often get so caught up in the technicalities of compliance
Right.
that we forget to zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Exactly.
What's the culture like? What are the underlying systems and processes that are either supporting or hindering ethical behavior?
Yeah, exactly. And some of these stories from the article,
Yeah.
they're kind of wild.
Yeah.
Like one auditor flagged this like serious issue, right?
Mhm.
Escalated it up the chain.
Yeah.
And they were basically told, nah, just keep going.
Oh, wow.
Like just sweep it on the road.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag. And sadly, it's not as uncommon as you might think.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it myself in different forms.
Mm.
It often boils down to what we call a lack of accountability.
Lack of accountability.
Yeah, it's not always about malicious intent or people deliberately trying to do the wrong thing.
Right.
Sometimes it's a structural problem
Okay.
where responsibility for compliance gets so diffused that no one feels truly owns it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, think about it. If you raise a concern and it's just dismissed,
Hmm.
what message does that send to everyone else?
That's like basically saying we don't care about the rules.
Exactly. It erodes trust at every level.
Yeah.
And it can create this vicious cycle where people become less and less likely to speak up.
Right. It's like, why bother if nothing's going to change anyway?
Exactly. And this ties into another concept we call diffusion of responsibility.
Diffusion of responsibility.
Yeah, so imagine you have a compliance task.
Well.
Maybe it's reviewing expense reports or making sure data is handled securely.
Mm.
If everyone assumes someone else is taking care of it,
Right.
then nobody actually does.
Oh, wow. It's like a game of hot potato.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes everyone's job and therefore no one's.
Wow.
And that's how those dangerous gaps in the system appear.
Yeah. And then, on top of that, you've got the pressure to hit those targets.
Oh, yeah.
Compliance can wait.
Right. We've all felt that pressure, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure you've seen that play out in organizations.
Definitely. It's a classic dilemma, the need to deliver results quickly versus the need to do things the right way.
But the thing is, cutting corners on compliance. It's like playing roulette with the entire organization.
It absolutely is. You're gambling with your reputation, your finances, even your future.
And the stakes are high.
The stakes are incredibly high. Think about the massive fines companies have faced for data breaches or environmental violations.
Yeah.
The cost of non-compliance can be astronomical.
It's not worth the risk.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's not even about, deliberately trying to do something shady.
Right. It's just this resistance to change.
Oh, yeah, we've always done it this way, why change now mentality.
Yeah, one auditor in the article said exactly that.
It's understandable to a certain extent,
Mm.
but in a world where technology and regulations are constantly evolving,
Right.
that kind of thinking can be fatal.
Yeah, it's like trying to navigate a modern city with an outdated map.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're bound to get lost.
So what's the solution?
Well, organizations need to foster a culture of continuous learning and adaptation.
Continuous learning.
Yeah, and that starts with leadership setting the tone.
Yeah.
What do you think are some key ingredients for creating that kind of culture?
Well, one thing that really struck me in the article
Yeah.
was this idea of cultural transformation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough to just have rules on paper.
Right.
Compliance needs to be part of the DNA of the organization.
Absolutely. It
Yep.
needs to be embedded in everything they do.
Yeah. And that takes leadership that walks the talk,
Yes.
encourages open communication.
Values doing things the right way just as much as hitting those targets.
Exactly. It's about creating an environment where people feel safe speaking up about concerns
Right.
and where compliance is seen as a shared responsibility, not just the burden of a few.
And it's not just about avoiding penalties either, right?
No, it's about building a sustainable, ethical, and ultimately more successful organization.
I love that. It's not about waiting for the audit police to show up.
Exactly.
It's about taking ownership and building a culture of continuous improvement.
I couldn't agree more.
And that's where this idea of proactive risk management comes in. Instead of waiting for problems to blow up,
Right.
organizations can use internal audits as a tool.
Yes.
for identifying and addressing those gaps
Absolutely.
before they become major issues.
And what's really exciting is that technology can play a huge role in this.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, imagine having a tool that analyzes your data and flags potential compliance risks
Okay.
before they even happen.
That would be amazing.
That's what AI-driven analytics can do.
Wow.
It's like having a virtual compliance assistant,
I like that.
helping you stay ahead of the game.
So all of this to say,
Yeah.
next time you hear the word audit,
Mm-hmm.
don't just think about spreadsheets and checklists.
All right.
Think about the human stories behind those reports.
Yes,
Think about the culture of an organization
absolutely.
and whether they're truly committed to doing things the right way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
take a look around your own workplace
Mm-hmm.
and ask yourself,
Okay.
what are the red flags I'm seeing
Right.
and what can I do to help make things better?
That's a great question for everyone to consider.
Yeah,
Really gets you thinking.
food for thought.
Definitely.
All right, thanks for joining me for this deep dive.
My pleasure. Always enjoy these conversations.
Me too. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.